Hey everybody, you're back with Paul from Canadian Woodworks and Legacy Lumber for another Tool Tuesday. This one's a unique one because it's not a power tool. You do not need to plug it into a wall or add gasoline. What are we talking about? It's a 100% Hdpe no seal form. What the heck does that mean, Paul? I'm going to tell you what that means. This is a form that we use to pour epoxy and wood in it, and it's going to harden. There's going to be no need to seal any of the corners because it's actually been plastic welded into one piece. All we need to do is place our piece of wood in there, hold it down because it is going to float, and pour in our epoxy. We're going to wait till tomorrow, we're going to come back, we're going to tap it with a hammer and it's going to pop right out and we're going to be ready to pour another one. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Piece of wood, already prepped by yours truly. I cut it to fit the form and I cleaned up all the edges with a brush sander. This is a spalted maple bias cut cookie. So we're gonna drop that in. I gotta decide what side I like. Guess we're gonna go with this side here. So we got it dropped right in here. We've already mixed up our epoxy. We're using Chemtech Chem 100. This is designed typically for maximum 1/2 inch thick pour, although we're gonna be pushing the limits. We're gonna go about 3/4, maybe even up to 1 inch with this pour. So you do have to be a little careful. You may wanna put a fan on this. We're going to use a jug filled with water. It's going to go right on top of the piece of wood, and that's just going to stop it from floating. Very, very simple. Don't need any clamps. We mixed up a little rainbow blue and pearl white to get our color. Mix for 5-10 minutes. Make sure you got a good mix going on, and we'll be ready to pour. So a little bit more details about this form is that I've had an idea for years on making an epoxy form with angled edges that's totally sealed together out of Hdpe. I never thought of how to actually, I guess, weld the Hdpe together because this is actually plastic welded. I came across somebody that is in the business of plastic welding. He made a few prototypes for myself and our company here. We used them, we proved that it worked. So the key with this form is that it's 100% Hdpe. If you didn't already know, epoxy does not stick to Hdpe. In fact, almost nothing sticks to it, which was the reason why I didn't understand how to build this form until I learned about plastic welding. The sides are angled out at about 5 degrees, so when we flip it over and hit it with a mallet, it does pop out really, really easily. No mold release necessary. These come in various sizes. I don't know what they are, but we'll list them here. Bunch of sizes of the form. I chose to pass this idea along to a great guy, Carlos at Exotherm Design. He was already creating Hdpe forms that bolt together in all shapes and sizes. So I met with him, showed him the forms, and he's taken this idea and ran with it. These things are available all over North America at all sorts of dealers. Carlos at Exotherm Designs has been a fantastic job marketing these things, getting these out to customers, and it's a lot of work. Boxes and boxes and boxes. So thank you to Carlos at Exotherm, and thank you to all the dealers that carry these no-seal Hdpe forms. It's really something to see, all the different people using them and all the different creations being created using these forms online. Let's get to pouring, eh? We're gonna place our piece of wood in the form. Very simple. And I'm gonna put my weight on after pouring the color, so let's just have a little fun. Always wear your safety glasses. We don't want to have any epoxy ending up in our eyes. So here we go. Hi everyone, just want to let you know, Rob and the entire team at Concept 13 are offering a 10% discount on any no-seal reusable forms. They're able to be purchased through his online store, and he does ship all over North America literally every day. So check out the description below. There'll be a link, and we really, really appreciate your support. So these forms are super simple, no need to seal them. Put your wood in, pour your epoxy in, either clamp down the piece of wood, or like we like to do, we reuse our old jugs, we fill them with water, and we're just gonna place that directly on top of the piece of wood. And this Chem 100 epoxy is designed to cure over 24 hours. So we're gonna come back tomorrow and we'll be able to pop this out of the form.
24 hours later.
The epoxy is hard. My water jug is stuck to it. Fortunately, these are made of Hdpe also. That didn't work. Hey, there it is. She comes loose. And now what I like to do to remove these out of the forms, no matter the size, we're gonna tap the sides. you can actually really hear it release. Now we're just going to flip the form over and give it a little bit of loving. There it is. And as we've already told you, no seal form, good to go. You can put some wood in, pour your epoxy right away. No new work needed. And our piece is out of the form. This is obviously the underside. We got nice swirl pattern going on in the epoxy. Cool spalted maple cookie. And then from here, you're able to move forward with the project. Not only does he create these small forms, but we also have full-size forms that are 4 feet by 8 feet. Now, are we making tables like that size all the time? No. What we'll do is use that form, and all we'll do is put in 2 dividers. We're able to construct a form in a matter of minutes versus like an hour of recutting some particle board, tuck taping. Not only do you have the costs of the materials, you have the costs of the time. So huge money saver are these no-seal HDPE forms. If you decide to get one for yourself, thanks very much for your support. Make something cool. So, another Tool Tuesday. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you learned something. Make it a great one.